Think about sex and notice how your body responds. That tension, it's not failure, it's conditioning. So today, what we're going to do is an active session, not to change the thoughts, but to actually change that feeling in your body through your focus. This video is different. Instead of working on the thoughts that drive ED performance anxiety, we're going to use your attention to shift the feeling of it right here today. I'm going to walk you through 3 body-based tools that can help you feel a real change. Heads up though, this isn't the type of hypnosis session I've done in some of my other videos, the ones where you can just put on headphones and kind of space out and listen. Today, what we're going to do is more active than that. These tools are a mix of some research-proven mindfulness techniques along with some stuff that comes from the hypnosis world. I've done this type of work with hundreds of clients over the years, and I've seen them go from super panicked to very calm. I'm not a neuroscientist, but I think this kind of work probably works kind of like a software update. When that old fear software gets activated without resistance, and then you plug new resources in, that's when the update happens. Things can change. Now, as always, this kind of work is more powerful done live with someone like me or a therapist. But you can still get a real shift from doing it solo if you can close your eyes for a while and really give it your full attention. The best way to do these exercises is to sit or lie down and close your eyes for a while. You'll be able to use your imagination and tune into the actual sensations a lot better if you're not busy driving or cooking dinner or whatever. Ready? Let's get started. This first exercise is deceptively simple, and it works. You can't shift something you're fighting or running away from. So instead of trying to fix or run away from the anxiety, we're going to sit with it. Ideally, again, you're sitting comfortably, your eyes are closed, and now think of the next time you'll have the chance to have sex. Notice what your body does. Where in your body does the anxiety show up? Get really clear on where in your body you actually feel it. Then, let your attention rest with the feeling. Not thinking about it, not telling stories about it, not trying to make it go away, not making a bunch of what-if predictions about its future. Just feeling it, purely as a sensation. And give it space. If it wants to move, fine. If it wants to expand or shrink, or change frequency, shift, whatever it wants to do, just giving it plenty of space and time to do it. And this part might sound weird, but as best you can, I'll ask you to welcome it. Almost like you'd welcome a good friend or a nice dog. Sounds weird, I know, but just try it. Actually welcoming that sensation without adding anything else to it. Just connecting with it as a pure sensation. You might be surprised by what happens when you stop resisting and start being with it, taking as much time as you like with it. This is ideally done in a way where you can give the feeling plenty of time and plenty of space. No rush at all. And this would be a good place to hit pause and take some time with it. Ideally, with no expectation that it's going to do anything in particular. More that you're shifting your relationship with it in a way that allows it to have more space and more time to relax and do whatever else it might like to do, just to give it the full experience of what it's like when you're not trying to run away from it or fight it, just giving it lots of space. So feel free to hit pause here if you just want to take some time with it, or if you want to move on to the next exercise, we'll do that. Oh, and by the way, if you'd ever like to talk about actually working with me live, just give me a call or drop me a note. I've helped a ton of guys resolve ED over the last 20 years or so. Maybe I could help you too. Now, I'm going to ask you some questions, and I'll give you some time to really consider them. In order for them to make a difference in your body, you have to go there in your mind. So again, this is best done with eyes closed, paying very close attention to your body sensations. Again, just really staying connected with that sensation that you get when you think about the idea of the next time you'll have sex. And as you feel that feeling, I'll ask you, if you were on the other side of that performance anxiety, if you were well beyond it, to the point where it's no longer an issue in your life at all. In fact, you've moved on, and you know, not only is it no longer an issue, but it hasn't been one for a long time. You've been free of it. If you let yourself go out there, been free of it for a long time, how are you as a person? What kind of words describe your experience out here on the other side of it? What's it like when you're that person? How do you know when you're that person? What do you believe when you're that person? When you're that person, what is it that you're paying attention to? And as you're feeling all this, what else are you noticing? How does this feel in your body? If this feeling had a name, what would it be? If this feeling had a color, what would it be? And if all this feels good, you can bring it back to now. And notice how it feels to look forward with this online in your body. Taking that color with you, this feeling along with you. And then imagine taking them out into the future. And notice how your body responds as you explore this in your mind. What it's like to have this feeling, this color out there with you in the future. And what that might be like to have your future filled with this color. And whenever you're ready, you can again bring the feeling back to the here and now. And you can keep this feeling, you can remember this color, and if you want, you can take it with you as you move forward from here. Maybe even remembering not to forget that this is yours and nothing and no one can take it away from you. But not any sooner than you think this might be a good feeling and color to remember the next time you're in the bedroom. If you're feeling relaxed and you're feeling good after the last exercises, feel free to stop here and come back to this later on. If you have any of that feeling left in your body, let's get started. Okay, we're about to start the exercise, but before we dive in, I want to make sure you have another tool designed specifically for those critical moments right before sex. While the work we're doing here is for a long-term solution, sometimes you just need a reboot, an on-the-spot tool to break the cycle of anxiety. So I made the Pressure Release Reset. It's a free 20-minute guided hypnosis session designed to dissolve intense performance pressure so you can get out of your head and back into the moment. If you want to have this ready for the next time you need it, just click in the first link in the description below. I'll send it to you right now, completely free. Okay, let's get back to the exercise. Same setup, closing your eyes, taking your attention inside, and thinking of an upcoming sexual moment. Again, I'll ask you to notice where specifically in your body you feel the feeling. It's important to get really clear on that as the first step. Where do you feel it? Now, if someone handed you a magic marker or a Sharpie and said, trace around the edges of the feeling, just take that magic marker or Sharpie and you can imagine tracing around the edge of it. What shape would you trace? imagine actually physically outlining it with a marker and just note the shape it takes. Then, imagine taking that shape and moving it from inside of your body out to 15 feet out in front of you. See it over there. Just move it out over there to the point where it's about 15 feet or so out in front of you. And now I'll ask you to consider an idea. That shape over there isn't bad. It's not stupid. It's not evil. It's just under-resourced. Doing its best with few resources and what I would guess would be a very limited perspective. So I'll ask you to ask yourself, what are all the resources you have over here that it doesn't? As a full-grown guy who's been all the places you've been, learned all the things you've learned, accomplished everything you've accomplished, what strengths, what insights, what compassion do you have access to over here that it probably doesn't at all? I'll ask you to hold that question in your mind for a while. Then, when you feel like you have a pretty good sense of it, we'll take the next step. I'll be silent while you think about the question for a moment. Feel free to hit pause if you'd like to take some time. Again, the question, what's everything you have over here that it doesn't, that it might really like? Great. Now what I'll ask you to do is imagine sharing all this with that shape over there. Imagine sending all this over and across that short distance and see what happens when all these new resources connect with it over there. Just noticing what might shift or change over there as all this new energy fully integrates with that shape over there. Notice how its experience changes now that it has all these new resources as part of its experience. It can see all this new stuff now. And if you get the sense that it's good, it feels better, it's changed, feel free to move it back over here and take it back inside. If you get the sense that it still needs more, it's still not quite there yet, no problem, no rush. Just ask yourself, well, what else do I have over here that it doesn't, that it might really like to have over there? What else can I see that it might really like seeing? And just taking some time with that, as much as you like. And again, feel free to hit pause here, as ideally you want to keep sharing with it until you get the sense that it's feeling pretty good over there. Then, whenever you're ready, whenever it's ready, you can take it back inside, giving it all the time and space it likes to reintegrate with the rest of your system in a way that feels good to you. Just taking it back across that space and bringing it back inside. Or, if it feels better to you in that feeling to just leave it out there, maybe in a way it can just sort of mix into the landscape in some comfortable, natural way. Whatever works the best for you, whatever feels right to both you and it. Ideally, you just want to get to a place where it's feeling good, you're feeling good. And that's the place where you can kind of let things settle. These tools aren't one and done. They're practices. They're meant to be revisited. So if even one gave you a shift, bookmark it and come back to it later. And if you want faster plug-and-play tools for those high-pressure moments, watch the video called Mental ED Fixes You Can Use Now. It's short, it's clear, and it's built for exactly those moments when you need help the most.